So you're walking down the street and you hear a loud bell ring. Suddenly, kids come flooding out of the front door of a large building. It's a school, and from what you can tell, it has a uniform. Well, why the uniform? Why would any school make their kids wear a uniform? Because they look good and act better? It's not necessarily true, and there are many reasons why this is still argued over and is not implemented everywhere. Hi, my name is Robbie Goodpasture, and I'm going to tell you about the cons of a uniform. First con is individuality. Wearing a uniform will take away from a student's individuality. It takes away from who they are, in other words. When a student chooses to wear, it reflects their nature. A prep will wear clothes that are new and chic. A sports jock will wear a sports jersey or sports jacket. A gothic person will wear dark clothes, makeup, sometimes chains. Many news articles say that schools are not trying to make robots who dress the same, act the same, and move the same, but they're trying to teach students to be themselves. Making students wear a uniform is only going to fuel their rebellious nature. Students are already rebellious, and making them wear a uniform is only going to get them crazy. Already we have trouble getting students in high schools to wear PE uniforms because many of them just don't feel it. The same thing goes for JROTC uniforms. Most of the time, they refuse to wear the uniform, and when they do, they don't wear it right, such as taking off their tie, not buttoning up all the buttons on the uniform, taking off their jacket, which is against regulation sometimes, and not wearing the hat. Some students who are having bad days may also bottle up all their feelings inside throughout the day. And when somebody tells them something is wrong with their uniform, they may blow up, yell at them, and even get into a fight. Depressed people may also get tired of wearing the same thing every morning, and one day they're just not going to wear it, which is more disciplinary action that an office has to deal with. Forcing them to fit in also takes away from the things that we are. When everybody simply fits in, they don't learn to be different and don't learn social skills. By giving them uniforms, we also deprive them of the rights that we're trying to teach them in school. Another con of the uniform is economics. People who can't pay for the uniforms sometimes have trouble buying them. And some people have trouble with personal funds and have students who need uniforms. The empty holes in their parents' pockets get deeper. People who are well off will always find ways to show it. Many schools have different places to get a uniform. And more well-off people will go to luxury-style tailors, while lesser-off people will have no choice but to wear hand-me-downs and thrift stores uniforms. There are many different materials that a uniform can also be made out of, even if they look the same. Just because they look the same doesn't mean that they're the same material. More well-off students may also put in an extra lining in their uniform just for comfort, such as silk. Families have to often buy new sets of uniforms for many reasons. These reasons include students outgrowing of a uniform or damaging the uniform, as well as schools just changing the design of the uniform. A third con of the uniform is comfort. Most students may find discomfort in wearing a uniform that is unfamiliar to them. Many students will not like it because it simply doesn't appeal to them because they didn't choose it. They may also find the uniform's rigidness and itchiness as a distraction in their classes. Wearing something that a student is forced to wear may also give them the feeling of being controlled. Being controlled, they won't want to have a say in what they do, and they won't learn about freedom. If a student does not like how the uniform is worn, they may also not wear it correctly anyway. They'll make some alterations to the uniform, such as changing the hems or making additions that are unnecessary. So if you look at all the reasons I've told you, there's no point in trying to make a student wear a uniform to a school. Actually, a uniform would be counterproductive to what we're trying to teach these students, which is to be your own individual, as long as you abide by the rules, and economics, so money management. Also, if they're not comfortable, the uniform will be a great distraction to their students' studies anyway. Thank you. This is my speaker.